I think we're live. If anybody doesn't know me, I'm Dana. I'm Deb Sheppard's partner. Thank you for the warm welcome. And thank you to everybody for being here tonight. You may have heard my name. I'm with Deb on the podcast called Spirited Straight Talk. So now you can put the voice with the face. And the weekly Facebook Live sessions, too. I think those are pretty popular with you guys. So thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you to everybody who's on Vimeo, too. So we know there's a lot of watchers that are streaming right now, so thank you for joining us on Vimeo tonight as well. So here's my big thing, is it's finally here. Your loved ones have been haunting us for probably about a week. So tonight, take them all home with you so they can stop turning on our electronics, you know, all the stuff that they like to do. And then, you know, really, one thing that I want to point out is most of you are here because you've lost a loved one, and you really want to connect with them. And we understand that many of you will tonight. We all really want to know that our loved ones are okay, and that they're still with us on the other side. And this is exactly what Deb has done for the last 20 years. She's connected people with their loved ones to help in healing, and she's done an estimated 55,000 readings to date. I mean, this woman is incredible. She's been featured on radio and TV across the country, many different places, and I like to say she's a bridge to the other side. I've seen her do so many readings and help so many people. And she's also a teacher, a healer, and an inspiration. And she's my partner. So I'm the lucky one. And with that, I'm going to say let's welcome Deb Sheppard.
I like the cheers. Thank you, everybody. This is so good to be back with an audience again. And so I'm in gratitude for everybody that's here and took time to show up today and take a shower and put other clothes on besides our yoga pants, right? I used to come to this church a long time ago and do events, and it was on the other side. They've just really revamped it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm glad that we're all here to share the opportunity. So, who's never gone to a medium or seen me before? Raise your hands. We have a ton of virgins tonight. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so every medium's a little bit different. I do want you to be a skeptic. I don't want you to be just like, oh yeah, this is me. I want you just to feel if it resonates with you. I will be pulled to somewhere in the audience, and I will know exactly who it's for usually, or that group around you. Sometimes I will bring up more than one person. Okay, I need everyone to breathe for me because I'm feeling all this energy in this room. So just take a deep breath, breathe in and exhale out. Think of something you love, person, place, or thing. Feel your support of the chair beneath you. Feeling that you're in a safe place and that you're here to hear messages from your loved ones or to witness those that will be receiving messages from their loved ones. Another deep breath. Thank you. I'm much better now. So all mediums are a little bit different. And for me, I use all my senses. So hearing, seeing, taste, feel, everything that goes on. My primary one is how I feel. So I can feel older, younger, male or female, how they're connected to you, all of that type of energy. Personalities are a big thing that I get. I can also feel if they drank heavily or had certain foods that they loved. All those things come to mind. I call it psychic charades sometimes because what happens is there's an interpretation. And you may have a nickname that you want your loved one to say. It may not mean anything to me, so they take information that resonates with me or things that I can tell you. For an example, I had a small group reading, and their aunt came through, and I kept saying, she has a large nose, but I didn't want to be offensive, so I didn't know if it was a facial feature or whatever else, and they started cracking up, and they said, well, when it became dusk, she would walk around her neighborhood, and she was nosy. She wanted to see how they decorated the house. So those are the kind of interpretations. In one small group, I kept thinking, oh, does someone in your family, are they hunters? Do they go out and hunt? They go, no. They finally go, oh, our son had a friend, his name was Hunter, and he died in a car crash. So it's realizing that I get bits and pieces. Several years ago, actually at this church that was on the other side, not literally on the other side of that we talk about, but the other side of this building, this lady showed, I say her husband's here, and I'm like, your husband's very sick, he's here, okay, great validations. And I kept saying, he keeps showing me a camel. There's a camel. She goes, no camel. I said, did you guys want to go to Egypt? No. Did someone collect camels? No. Is someone in your family wanting to go? No. I said, well, take it with you, because maybe it'll make sense later. She got home and she went on her Facebook to put on there that she had a reading here at this church. When she looked at her Facebook page, she had forgotten that the last time her and her husband went on a trip was at the Renaissance Festival. He had taken a picture of her on the camel, and it was on her post on the Facebook page. So when people say, no, I'm wrong on a lot of things, but not this. I'm really good at what I do. But so it's being open to that. Do you remember the movie Jerry Maguire? Help me, help you, right? That's what this is about. You are that other conduit to make that connection. Don't kink the hose. That, no. You can be open, you can be skeptic, you can not understand it, but give me more time to explain it in details for you, because I'll get more information. And again, if it can't be validated at that moment, just remember it, because it's like the lady with the camel. She gets home and there it was. I will never do anything that's going to make you feel uncomfortable in this group. So if there's something that you don't want other people to know in public, I will not go there. You will always be safe. I'll give you plenty of time to process, and I will also give you plenty of time to ask questions. Okay? So are we ready to go? You guys feel better. I feel better too. I was like, I can't breathe. Especially when you're an empath, you feel everything. And so I was very calm, and then I came out here and went, oh, there's a lot. But I'm here to serve you. My job is to give you the connection and to let you know without a doubt, even though your loved ones are on the other side, they're always by your side. They're always there to let you know that they want you to know that they're okay, and they want to show you signs. Okay? I also bring humor through this. I'm not trying to offend you when it comes to your grief, but humor is one of the best ways to raise your vibration, to connect with them. So for me, I'm not connected to your loved ones. So humor and being in a certain place and meditating allows me to raise my vibration so they can come down and connect. So you can connect as well. It's just learning how to do it. So if I make humor of it or embarrass somebody, it's to kind of help you open up. How many times do you forget someone's name or forget a movie, and then an hour later it comes back, right? And it's not because you're old. Yeah. Well, maybe that's part of it too. Okay, so the best part here is that we're going to go into readings, and thank you everyone for being here. I think it's over in this side. They were visiting me early today. It's a mother and a father figure that both pass. Mother, I believe, died before dad. I don't know if they were still married, but mom was sick. And then dad died afterwards. Dad's telling me right now he was sort of difficult after mom's death, and it's going to be in here. Does it make sense for you? Can you stand up for us, dear? And Sharon's going to hold the mic. Yes, you can take your path. What's your first name? She'll hold it. Kathy, we can't hear on the mic?
Check.
There we go.
Check. This is wireless one.
Yep.
Kathy?
Got to really speak up, Miss Minnie Mouse. Yeah. So your mom died before your father?
Yeah.
Okay. Was your mom pretty sick? She feels young when she crossed over, too. She's also telling me that, did you have to help take care of her or step up with the family as well, or something about you having to step up after her passing? Was dad also difficult?
Very much.
Okay, and he's apologizing because he didn't know how hard it was on you and the rest of the family when mom died. Your mom feels like she could have gotten diagnosed earlier, or if she would have been sick now, there would have been a better chance for her, because I feel like whatever this was that she was having. I'm not getting a lot of clarity with that. Okay. But your mom also had a sense of humor. And she's also telling me, I can talk to animals, just so you know, too. Was there a connection to a pig?
Yeah, we had a pig farm.
You had pigs? Okay, so the pigs are there too, okay? Just so you know, all animals can come through. Yeah. Every single animal that's living, I've been able to communicate with. And I'm being pulled out of Colorado. Okay. Where were they from?
My mom was from Nebraska. My dad was from Alabama.
From where?
Alabama.
Alabama, because I keep seeing not here, but pulled away. Did you come for the last minute, or were you not sure you were going to come tonight?
No. I've been wanting to come, so.
Is there someone with you that wasn't sure they were going to come?
She almost didn't make it.
You almost didn't make it, okay. And you have someone around you that's passed. Okay, so your parents are still here. I feel like your dad really wants to apologize for really not being a nice person. And I feel like he never took responsibility for his actions. Was there also addictions?
A lot.
Because I feel like that took him from being able to really be the good parent. And in my mind, it would have been better that your dad would have died and your mom would have lived longer. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Because he was the one that was toxic from day one.
Yeah.
And was there a little sister that passed?
An older sister that's passed.
So you have a sister that's passed too.
But go ahead.
Go ahead.
I have a niece that passed.
A niece that's passed. Okay, so the niece is here with you too. Pretty young.
Yeah, she died when she was 8. Okay,
because I was getting 8 or 9, and she says that she was sick before she passed too. And that at birth, were there issues with her?
I am not really sure.
Okay, because I feel like this was a surprise, but also there was complications with her life as well. Like she had some challenges before this. And I'm getting something around her brain or the head that there was some disabilities here as well. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. And your dad is saying, even though he was you know what, I'm not going to say it. He says that he's still very proud of you because you don't tell anybody your situation. Mm-hmm. You just move through them the best you can. And people don't really understand the hardships you've been through. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And you have a larger dog that's passed? Mm-hmm. The dog is there is it a mixed breed or just a bigger dog?
I was going to say Sparky.
Sparky?
It was a black. We have a black lab and then a yellow lab. So
okay, yes. They may be coming through together to show me mixed. If they have a black and a yellow one to save me time. Who's the one that used to dig in you've got animals buried in the backyard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah.
Like the hamster or did someone eat the bunny?
My dad had bunnies and he told us they were our pets, and then the next day.
Can you guys hear
gone.
her? Can you speak up a little bit louder?
We had a stew.
I think I'll drink to that one. It tastes like chicken, just so you guys all know. So they're all there to validate for you. I feel like you're also intuitive, but you don't know how to go forward with it. And are you a healer?
I'm a nurse.
That's a healer. So I feel like because of your childhood and because of what you've been through, you have a lot of compassion for others. Mm-hmm. And your dad has been around all day today, mm-hmm. and I try to keep it quiet. Then your mom showed up and said, we died the opposite that is normal. Mm-hmm. So just, they really wanted to talk to you today. Did you want to ask them any questions?
If they're happy?
Yeah, so this is what I tell everybody. There's no dieting or taxes, so it must be heaven. They don't carry any of this energy with them anymore, so that's all gone, okay? Are you in a relationship? Mm-hmm. Your dad says good for you, but don't be too patient. Meaning you deserve to have value. And it's funny that's coming from your dad. Yes. Okay, so I really feel like he's being the dad that he never was before. So remember, the dad that he was here, he's showing up to let you know it's him, mm-hmm. but they change when they cross over. Mm-hmm. So he wants you to, I feel like he's kind of being protective a little bit of it too, okay? Mm-hmm. Whose birthday or anniversary just passed or is coming up? So it's your birthday or
My
anniversary?
uncle's was coming up.
Is he passed? Did he show up as a dad sometimes? Because I feel like he took the role of your dad when dad could not be there the same way. Is he related to mom?
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like that's like you're more like that side of the family, and the uncle showed up just to feel like he didn't want to take the role of your dad. He just wanted you to know you don't deserve that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
very
I'm
much
just,
so.
and he's talking about the music connection.
Oh yeah, we love music. We listen to in the car all the time.
Okay, is it country western?
Anything. He would
Anything.
sing anything with me.
Because he says his music I usually don't like.
And he didn't.
Anything. Okay, so
But
it would
he
be
would sing. He would sing with me at any time.
anytime. Okay, and he says that you have a good voice, but you don't sing out loud to other people.
Not too much.
Okay, go get some karaoke, right? Can you guys give her a hand? Thank you so much. So we had rabbits and pigs and mom and dad and uncle. And there was a horse, with a blaze, that had a bad hip. She's going to bring the mic back. Sorry about that, Sharon.
Yes. Do you want me to stand? Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I used to ride horses, and yes.
Yeah, and I really feel that you were able to almost train them so they wouldn't buck.
Exactly. That's what I did.
Wow. Okay, you're a rock star. Yeah. Okay, so they're still talking. I'm going to tell them to stop it. They had their turn. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay. It's in this area here. I think there may be two. So if I have two, is there a male suicide around here? Male suicide. Male suicide. Okay, this is someone in their 20s. No, don't. Okay, one thing is you don't do is feed the psychic. And the reason why, because people think that we're reading you from the questions and things you say. So if you can answer, that would be just great. Was there, it might be over here. Was there attempts beforehand? Was there attempts beforehand, or you were worried beforehand? Yeah, it feels like it's over here. Is it a male? Son, brother, cousin? Nope, I think it's younger. How old was he? No, it's here. Nope. The one in the pink in the back. Younger male, had attempts, in their 20s? Okay, I think it's for you. There's someone over here too that matches it. So go ahead and stand up for me, hon. And let us know your first name.
Whitney.
What's his name?
Sam.
Whitney. Okay. How's he related to you?
My son.
Okay. I feel like there's a lot of worry about him before this passing. And I feel like he's a very creative. I can't breathe with him, so there's something around breathing. Does that make sense? Did he have a lot of anxiety?
Yes.
Okay. He's also telling me he was artistic and clever and smart, but he could never find his path at times. But he was well liked, and he had a good sense of humor. Did he do well with children?
Very well.
Because I feel like that was safe for him, and he said he liked animals more than people.
He always does.
And I'm getting a lot of water connection. Does that make any sense? Was there connection to water for him in his life that he loved?
Yes, he only drank water from a mountain spring.
Okay, so that would be his connection to you. He's also telling me that you rallied around him quite a bit throughout his life. And did Dad not understand him? Because Dad's like, grow up, be a dude, be a guy, don't be so sensitive. And he says that you never did that to him or made him feel bad. Dad's being Dad, so he's not mad at Dad. But I just feel like you understood your son at a different level than he did. He's got the cat with him. And the cat could be from your generation when you were a kid.
Possible.
Did you have a cat growing up?
I did.
Okay, so I don't care. I've gone back to the 1200s, if you know your genealogy. So when people think it's recent, it doesn't have to be recent. It can be a long time ago, okay? He's also telling me that you still talk to him every day,
I do.
and that he says You do hear him, but you question it?
I do.
He says he's hearing you. And I'm seeing, like, not an altar, but somewhere that's sacred that you have for him in your home.
Yes.
And that you go there to talk to him as well. He says you're always moving things around to make it feel right.
That's true.
And he says you add to it when you can. Was he cremated?
He was.
Because he says he's okay with that. But is he in different locations?
He is.
Okay, he says, I like being in more than one place, so you know that. Did someone get a tat in memory of him?
My daughter.
Your dog or your daughter?
My daughter. did.
Daughter, okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen a tat on a dog, but these days. He says that he's watching out for her. He says also that she's gone to the next level, which tells me she's either graduated, getting married, going big change. Does that resonate with you?
Very much so.
Okay. What is she going to do?
She's moving out of state, starting a new life and a fresh start.
Okay.
We've been devastated by his death.
What was that again?
We've been devastated by his death, and the girls, need a new start.
Okay. He's really happy for her. And I feel like the family has done a lot of grief, of course, because it's a suicide, correct? Or even if it's accidental, I'm going to go there like he feels like he's at fault for his passing.
He was.
Okay. So whatever they did, and maybe if it was an accidental, it's still the fact that he makes some bad choices too. Smart kid, though. Like, intelligent, IQ. But I feel like it's not the spectrum, but I feel like he had trouble with humans at times.
Exactly.
Like, we drove him crazy.
He liked animals better than people,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, and I get that as an empath, what I think your son is too, very sensitive, trouble sleeping. He even said as the age of 3 to 5, there were some struggles with him that you started to begin seeing. Does that resonate?
Very much so, yes.
He came to you in a dream.
He has 3 times, yeah.
He says, that is him. Don't question it. He says, you've opened up your life a very different way after his death. So I think you may have been open before, but did after his death, did you start really studying like spirituality or the afterlife?
I just became very open.
Open to it,
Yeah.
okay. He feels like he did this as well. And what's the kite flying, or the kite? If it doesn't make sense, I'll try to do more.
Does make sense.
No story about flying a kite?
I mean, we flew kites when he was little, but it wasn't like a regular thing.
Okay, so my kite story, to see if this makes any sense to you. When I was about 7 or 8 years old, my dad made my kite, because we didn't buy them then. He ran up and down the street and got the kite to fly. He handed it to me, and I said, thanks, Dad, can you get me a chair? Because I didn't want to stand. Is there anything about flying the kite or challenges flying the kite? I'll leave it with you if it doesn't make any sense, because it's very clear to me.
Okay.
The only other thing I can think of is that you guys are letting something go in memory of him in the sky.
We had a burning ceremony, the clothes that he was killed in. And
Oh, so he was murdered.
it was a homicide, but it was suicide by police.
Okay, let me go further. But did he put himself in a situation that killed him?
Yeah.
Okay, because I want to make sure I'm clear, because he wasn't showing me that he was a victim. He was showing me wrong place, wrong time, or did the wrong thing. And was he shot?
Yes.
Several times?
Yes.
And he's telling me, I don't know if he was the target or the wrong target, but I kind of feel as if he had an idea, but he wasn't expecting this to happen.
That's correct.
Okay. He said he was blindsided.
He was.
And are the detectives not taking this as seriously as they should have?
No, they took it very seriously.
But why do I feel still like I'm hitting a wall?
They were not very helpful.
Okay. So to me, it's like, well, you shouldn't have been here. You shouldn't have been involved in this. That should have, would have kind of thing is what I'm kind of getting from this too. He wants you to know that there was no pain, but he was pissed.
Yeah, I'm sure he was.
It's like, what the, F? So these are he showed me several bullets, not just one.
Yeah, they shot him several times.
Was it front and back? Because I'm getting like he didn't know where it was coming from.
I think so. The bullets traveled some parts.
Okay,
of the
so
body.
because I feel like it's like they're coming this direction. I feel like, no, I don't know where they're coming from. So obviously more than one, or they're ricocheting is what he's telling me too. And he needs to know he's okay. And I'm sorry, we don't lose our children, and not so tragically. The feeling I have for him is he doesn't feel like that victim energy, which I would feel if he was in that situation. It's more of, I could have made better choices in my life. And he's just got this old soul energy. Like, I don't feel like, when you think about anxiety, I just feel like he had an old soul feeling, but he had a hard time here.
He did from the start.
Yeah. Anything you want to ask him?
Was this his plan, or ultimately, or was it an accident?
I'll tell you my belief, but you don't have to agree with my belief. I believe things happen tragically. I don't believe that we have a time that we're supposed to die. I don't believe that he was supposed to go that way. I feel that we are human. We get cancer. There are accidents. There are mistakes made, and our body can't survive. But I don't believe that your son chose that moment to die. He was just in a wrong place. It's like being in a King Soopers when there's a shooting. Okay?
Yeah.
But if you believe differently, and that fills your heart, and that works for you, do your belief. None of us mediums know all the answers. We know pieces of information from what we've done. So you have to go to your own heart and figure out what works for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. And I'm real sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Yeah. You guys want to give her an applause? Feels like the guns were illegal too, right? The guns were illegal? Because I feel like if this whole thing was not gang-related, drug-related, or something that was not a good situation. Well, of course, if someone's being murdered, that would be not a good situation. I mean, that's common sense.
Yeah, he refused to put down his gun, and he felt very strong about the right to bear arms.
Okay, so that's why he's bringing up the gun thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he had chances to put it down, but he chose not to.
So that's why the shooting. Okay. Because he kept talking about the wrong guns, so that would make sense that he was believing in his Second Amendment.
Very much so.
Okay. So again, I feel like that's taking on that responsibility. Okay, and I'm so sorry. Yeah, so what I want to do is, if you have a question that isn't about your own personal loved one that other people here can benefit from, just so I can change the energy a little bit for that. Does anyone have a specific question to ask me that would be how I do this, or about how you can connect? We have right there, Sharon. You want to stand up for us? She'll come behind you because we have rows between. Take your mask off. And what's your first name?
Cindy,
Cindy. Hi, Cindy.
I would like to know when that you started feeling these feelings, that you knew that you had a gift that you could speak to people. And on your free time, you mentioned that you had come in and they had followed you here. Do you have a way that you can shut that off? Like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm with
Absolutely.
my loved ones right now, and I'm enjoying dinner, and I don't want to hear you right now. And how do you kind of control that? But mainly finding out like when you found out you had a gift and when you really started believing in it.
Sure. Thank you. Good questions. I call it an ability because I think we all have abilities that we bring to the planet. I have a weird ability, which is, communicating to those who've crossed over. It was a little over 20 years ago. I think growing up, I had some abilities, but I really didn't understand it. I mean, I was raised in a very religious home. We didn't talk about, we had 3 channels on TV, and one of them was Bewitched. It wasn't like really you had a channel for spirituality talking about this kind of stuff. And my father was an elder, so along with that, you didn't discuss this kind of stuff. And I had a prediction that Elvis Presley would die in the bathroom, and I told my mom, I said, yeah, I had a dream that Elvis Presley died in the bathroom. She goes, really? Do you want syrup or powdered sugar on your French toast? So that's how I was raised. Was going through a really hard time. I was married at the time. My husband did suicide about 13, 14 years ago. But before that, we were really having a hard time financially with our careers. So I started learning feng shui. And from that, I started feeling dead people around me. I was never afraid. I made a phone call to the girlfriend that I thought it was connected to. And of course, I wigged her out. But from that point on, it opened up the door, and things began to change. And I just led with it. Yes, I do turn it off all the time. I do not want to be connected to you. I don't want to know your stuff. It's none of my business. If you're here in the audience, I will begin to feel information. But I do meditate the day before this or the day of, so I start getting feelings of them, but I do turn them off. Like, I know you're here, you have to wait till 6, so sit back and have a smoke, have a glass of wine, but I can feel them, which helps me know that, okay, they're here. And they do show up at our house early. Our dogs start going a little bit crazy and barking. And we hear things, but we just ignore it. I do not want to have this on all the time. And I had to learn to do it. When I first started doing it, they were there all the time. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't be doing this all the time. So I called one of my friends. She was a psychic. I'm sure she's crossed over now. She was 75 at the time. And I said, how do I turn this off? She goes, well, what time's your appointment? I go, well, 5 o'clock. She goes, well, just tell them to leave you alone till 5 o'clock. And I went, okay. And there were crickets in my head. So I couldn't hear anything. I thought, oh, I turned it off. What am I going to do? So what I did is, I thought, worst case is I just don't charge them. If I stopped the ability, then that's great. I sat down, it came on, and I realized I could control it. And I really believe in boundaries and ethics. I would never want to go around to people and start going, guess who's here to see you today, when you're not expecting it. When people are telling me what I need to do, it's like, I got to be in that place. And so, unless you're here, that's how I do it. So thank you. Right up here, Sharon's getting her steps in. Can you stand up for us too? And you take your, yeah.
I'm kind of curious as to if, with the pandemic.
With the pandemic?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How has your experience with people crossing over been just such a large amount? Kind of like, have you had waves? Have things, have you been hit a little bit differently in regards to people trying to connect with you, to connect with their loved ones, since there's been so many unexpected deaths, passings, whatnot? I'm just curious. I do not have a family member who experienced it with COVID, but
right.
I just am thinking this is such an interesting time to have a gift like this.
Okay. So it's basically the same. Part of it is keeping yourself grounded. I love having humor. So like for today, one of my humor movies is Hitch. I've seen it probably 30 times, but it's to take me away from the grief and the pain that people are in. And so it gives me the chance to just be present. When it comes to COVID, the difference with that is that we were all at home. So I wasn't in public with people feeling it. And part of that is it's not mine to take on, but I do feel that they are trying to come through. And we have to think back in times when there was wars or there was other things that we had big amounts of people cross over. And it's not the same, but the Florida situation where the building fell. You think about that. Before I started really doing this as a profession, I couldn't sleep for 2 weeks before, and then 9/11 hit. And I was like, oh, so I will feel things before, even like the Boulder shooting that day. I couldn't even get out of bed. My heart hurt because I could feel stuff. And at 2:15, I'm telling Dana, I hope nothing bad happens. And that's when it happened. You feel it, but it's not your job to take it on. It's to say, I want to send them love. I want to send them peace. I want to, send whatever I can to those families, but not take it on, because otherwise it's too much to take on. We have one more question here, and I got someone talking to me, and someone over here. Yeah. Good questions, guys. Your first name?
Alana.
Alana, okay.
Hi. I'm wondering if it's common for the departed to communicate through numbers.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Are you a numbers girl?
I haven't been, but with changes in my life in the last couple of years, I started seeing the frequency of numbers. It might be looking at my computer and seeing 1111 or 333.
A lot of heads are shaking. Yeah, absolutely. So for a medium, we can tune in deeper because just the way our minds are wired. I am not a numbers person whatsoever, but a lot of people that crossed over that are numbers, or if you like numbers, you can see those things. So my husband was born in 54 and he died at the age of 54. I'll get a receipt that says 54. I'll get the number when you pull at the deli, 54. It will show up, and he was a numbers person. He was in economics. So you see the numbers as hellos. So yes, absolutely numbers, 100%. And then we have one more over here, and then I'm going to get someone else is talking to me here. Oh, this is Sharon. Who's this? Sydney, okay. I was calling you the wrong name. I'm not very psychic.
My name is Louise.
What was it again?
Louise.
Okay.
And when the spirits come to visit and they go into an animal, I know they mess with electronics,
Absolutely.
but will they go into like a dog or cat might have?
We come back as a snail, or no, just kidding. I don't know if they can actually enter. It's like not a Whoopi Goldberg movie where in Ghosts where they enter, but animals are not told this is not real. Animals are very sensitive. They know when a tsunami is coming. They know when someone's coming home. They can sense things because they're wired very differently. Isn't it like their nose can smell like 50 things in the kitchen when you're cooking or something like that ridiculous? I'm probably wrong about the numbers. So yes, they can connect with the animals, but they're not in the animal. However, I'm still here. It could be that I'm wrong. If you see an animal behaving a certain way and that's how you're getting the message, trust it. So if you're feeling that, but I do believe like our animals, we have a cat and sometimes a big cat. And whenever there's energies or people in the households, you can see it jump over something really high and the tail bushes out like this and his ears are going crazy because he knows someone's there, but they don't know how to, of course, explain it. Does that make sense? So they will behave accordingly. Or if there's orbs, we've had them look at the orbs in the sky, in the middle of the room. If you've had that happen, yeah. You're not crazy. You're just, I always say, you can't make that stuff up. I use a different word. So I'm getting a young girl here. She's either a sister or a daughter. I feel like she's pretty young. I feel unexpected death is in this area. It feels really unexpected. It could be a car accident or what's her name? Kirsten. Her name is? Oh, Katie. Was it really unexpected? Okay. Is there another one over here just in case? Okay, we'll go here. There's one here too. Go ahead and stand up for us, yeah, and you need to take your mask off? Okay. Was this a car accident or an accident or?
Yeah.
An accident, okay. And she feels like she died like at the scene or she died, who are you with here?
This is my mom.
Did you know her?
Yeah, it's my niece and her cousin.
Okay, so you can stand up too with her. Is this on your brother's side?
It's on my husband's side.
Your husband's side?
Yeah.
Okay. And I feel like someone's responsible for this. Like there's someone's pointing a finger. Did someone point fingers about the accident?
No, it was a skiing accident. She may have been somewhere she wasn't supposed to be skiing.
So was she in
Off-bound,
the area
out-of-bounds.
out of bound? Because I feel very confident. Because I feel like they're to blame. Either something wasn't marked correctly for this and broke her neck.
Yeah, she had multiple trauma.
Because I feel like she goes into a tree or she tumbles.
She did hit a tree.
Okay, so I'm seeing Sonny Bono. Do you remember when he died? So I'm seeing that as the scene.
Yeah.
And she felt very confident in her abilities to ski.
Yes.
It's almost too confident.
Yes,
Let's put it that way.
She always skied way faster than
She's supposed
she
to.
probably should
Okay.
have, yeah.
Was she on a snowboard? Or she
No.
was on skis? I haven't skied in a really long time, so there's something about the skis crossing over. Were they too long for her, or?
We heard that one of them may have come off.
Okay.
And that's what caused her
They're
to.
just like, because I keep seeing like there's a catch with the ski sort of thing too. And it feels like it took a while to get her off the mountain or to get her down. But she says there was someone around her that saw it happen. So they were able to get help for her, even though it took a while to get her down. I feel like she died at the scene as well.
She did.
And did they do something in honor of her, like plant the tree, put up a sign?
Yes, her mom went up to where she passed away and planted something.
So she's acknowledging this, and she's also saying, I could have been a star. What's that about?
She was a beautiful girl,
Okay.
and she was getting into modeling
Okay.
and things like that. And they actually played the
getting this.
song "Glamorous" at her funeral.
A funeral, because I'm like going, yeah, I could have been somebody, kind of a thing. I feel like she always had this future for herself. Like she believed that there was going to be more. Do you have a tat for her?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's bringing this up. I feel like you were sisters. You didn't always get together, but when you did, it was like you didn't miss a beat, okay? And she says that you play a song that's in memory of her to keep her connected to you, okay? And she's laughing that you need to get a bigger tap in memory of her.
It's already kind of big.
It's huge, huge, okay. It's just her way, and I feel like, is it pretty creative, this tattoo? Okay.
Well, it's a letter that she wrote before she passed away.
That's a very creative then, okay.
It's like her handwriting. Very
And
nice.
she says, you were the one that wouldn't take the risk. She should have listened to you because you were the one that grounded her. Does that make sense? And she says, don't do the things that I did, okay? And are you wanting to be in the healing field? Do we have a Kleenex?
Yeah, I just got my master's for speech pathology.
Speech pathology. So she feels like you're following the steps of being that healer, that she's there with you. And she says, you got really good grades. Don't be hard on yourself on the 1C. Did you get one grade that was like you didn't, like, was it a B?
Probably.
Okay. She says that you want to be that perfectionist
Yeah,
to get it really right. And is your dad passed?
Yes.
So dad just showed up, but this is not his grandchild, he says, right?
No.
No, okay. I liked, was your dad like his own boss?
No,
Why does he feel like he has to run the show?
I don't know.
Is it your dad or brother or father-in-law?
My father has passed. My father-in-law has also.
Did he have to be the boss?
My father-in-law, yeah.
Okay, because I'm getting the mail that wanted to be the boss, and he had to have the decisions made by him. Like, you had to do what he wanted to do. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah.
Okay, and he's telling me he ignored, so this would have been his granddaughter then.
Right.
Okay, so that's the connection. He's saying, I just feel like he was stubborn. I don't think he would have believed in this. Like, he can't believe he's here. Like, what the heck? Because this would have been something he would have said, absolutely, no way am I going to be paying my
sounds
money to come
accurate.
here. Okay. He says, but who knew? And was there a religious side to him or strong faith?
He taught Sunday school.
That's
his
strong faith to me.
church,
Yeah. He says, I thought that would make me holy. And I'm also seeing all the food. Like, I like to have the Italian or I like to have the food. Could this be your dad that's switching over?
My father did.
Okay, so they can talk to me at the same time. And who had the heart-lung issues?
My dad had several
Heart attacks?
and-
Okay. He goes, but I didn't want to change what I was doing.
Right.
I liked my life, and that's why I'm seeing the pasta or the food. Like, it's okay for me to do whatever I need to do.
Yeah.
But he's been gone a little while?
Yes, he's been gone about 26 years.
And what's the education? I know you're finished your master's, but who is in education, or who's going back to school? Or is he an educator?
My mom, she recently passed also, but she went back to school after he passed away.
Okay, yeah, this is your mom then. Because she didn't want to be under your dad's thumb. Does that make sense? Like, I wanted to be my own person and figure out who I am. So she's there with her as well. And I'm getting issues with your mom's legs. So this could be diabetes or leg issues, or not able to walk very well.
Yeah, she passed away from COVID complications.
Oh, okay.
Today is actually the 6-month anniversary of her passing. And she was having a lot of trouble getting around. The last
She's
couple
not
months.
showing me COVID, because I usually start coughing. Did she die some other complications?
Yeah, some GI issues associated with COVID.
Okay, because I feel like I'm not getting just the COVID. It's my new sign when you talk about COVID. I start hacking, so I usually know it's COVID versus the heart condition.
She recovered from it, and then some complications from it took her down.
Thank you, because she wasn't showing me COVID. And you have a dog on your shirt. Are there a couple of dogs too?
My puppy was born on Monday, but we don't have any animals.
No, is one passed?
Childhood animals.
Okay,
we have.
like lots.
Lots, yeah.
Yeah. Was there even like a guinea pig or a hamster?
No, my father was terrified of them.
Was there a rat?
No.
We may be changing. Did you guys have a hamster, guinea pig? You had a guinea pig? No, I'm moving over here. Any questions you want to ask them?
I just wanted to, I don't know if my mom is here.
Oh, yeah, because when your mom wasn't coughing.
There's been some issues since she passed away monetarily, and I just wanted to know what she wants me to do concerning
I love
those.
these questions. Is there a brother involved or a male?
I do have a brother, yes.
She keeps seeing that there's a male that wants to supervise or have their choice. They want to make decisions that are not fair. Who's the one that doesn't want to make it fair?
It's my sister.
Is her husband directing her?
No, she's divorced now.
Does she act like a dude? No disrespect from any man here. I feel bossy. She's saying yes. I just feel bossy. Like, you feel very kind and let's just make this work. But I feel someone like over the top. And your mom is saying there's not that much. So it's like, do what you need to do. I'm really sorry. I know this is being aired and hopefully your sister won't watch it. Is she a narcissist? It's all about her?
Somewhat.
Okay. So that means you're never going to make her happy. So what mom is saying is do your best. And I feel like your mom put things in writing, but it's not as clear as it could be. Does that make sense? So there's some wiggle room in it.
Yeah.
And what I'm getting here is do what you think is fair and let it go, because no matter what, you're not going to make that side of the family happy.
Okay.
Is your brother more on your side?
My brother's more on my side, yeah.
Yeah. So there's 2 against the 1?
Probably 3 against one.
Who's the other third one?
My other sister.
Oh, yeah, she's laid back. Is she more laid back, like whatever you need to do?
More, I'd say, passive aggressive.
Ooh. So she pretends she's passive. You're going to do the right thing. This is the one thing to know. They don't care about their stuff when they cross. It's just like the stuff that you had when you were a kid. It has no meaning. It was valuable then. They're not attached. What I hear your mom saying is that no, not everyone's going to be happy anyway. Do your best.
Okay.
Does that feel right?
Yeah, I'm the executor of her estate, so I've
Don't you love that job?
been caught in the middle of everything. So.
Well, you're in the middle, but you don't have to be in the middle. You can say, this is what mom wanted, this is what I'm going to do. If you don't like it, talk to the hand.
Okay.
Okay? All right, guys, give her a
Thank you.
hand. Yeah. Did someone have multiple hamsters or guinea pigs? Multiple. Like, when she said no, I'm like, oh my God, there's multiple. Like 5? Seriously, 5. Why? No, just kidding. Are you guys related? We're best friends. Okay. Do you want to stand up? Did you have the hamsters too? You just know. Your son's living? Your son's passed?
No.
Oh, okay. These masses, so you want to take your mask down and let her, what's your first name?
Christina.
Mom gone?
Not mom.
Is your mom gone? This is your mom here? I'm sorry, you crossed over. No, just kidding. No, is there a mother-in-law, aunt, mother figure? Who's the mother figure?
Grandmother.
Did she help raise you? Okay, so I see it as generational. So if it's a grandmother, to me, that's not a mother figure. So if she helped raise you, then she's here. She's also saying she had who's the Edith or the Eileen or the Emily? What's her name? Don't say no.
What's her name?
Uh-huh.
Pat or Patricia.
Patricia. Who's the M in your family? M. E or I? Or EM? Are you married?
I am married.
His family too? Could it be?
Probably.
Do you know who it is? Who is it?
But Eli,
Eli? Sure. And who's Eli?
my daughter's.
That died. Okay. So did he have a sense of humor?
Yeah.
He came through to bring in the mice, the guinea pigs. my kids had them too. The guinea pigs to get here. So Eli has crossed over too. And his passing was unexpected? Okay. And this hasn't been very long ago.
No.
It feels pretty recent. Is it last year?
A little, almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. What's the May connection or March connection?
What's the March?
March or May? I know it's a lot to think about. So birthday passed in May, so he's bringing this up too. Smart kid, but also a pain in the tush.
That's what I hear.
And did you know him very well?
I mean, a little bit, not
Okay.
too much.
And I feel like your daughter feels like she's responsible or should have done something different. And what he's saying is let her know she did nothing wrong. So I don't know exactly what happened yet, but that's what I'm getting. And Grandma is saying you raised your daughter really well. Because I feel like your mom, was your dad not around either?
No, my dad.
Because I feel like, but they're living.
Huh.
Are they alive? Your mom and dad?
Not my dad.
Okay, so your dad's passed. But was he never there when he was alive?
No. Like my best friend.
Okay, let me see what I'm getting. Did you feel abandoned when your dad died too? Like everyone was gone? Okay, because I keep feeling abandoned. So if your mom wasn't really in the picture, but Grandma was, and then your dad was there, but when he died, then it was like, I feel alone again. Okay.
My mom was.
Okay, I want to make sure I'm getting this. But Grandma was really involved? Okay. Can you guys hear?
Sorry.
Make sure. No, it's okay. We get further from the microphone when we get nervous, so that's why they stick it in your face a little bit. Was Grandma the one that made all the sweets? Okay, then I'm going to make sure this is correct. So Grandma's showing me the sweets like, you can have another, and that's why you go see Grandmother. And she feels pretty sick before she died. I'm feeling swollen, so either issues with her heart or diabetes or something around that area, stroke, something in that field. The Eli feels as if there's a head injury, feels quick impact for him. And I feel like there's confusion going on before this happens. Like, we shouldn't have been here. And not like her son back there, but feels like there's confusion in the situation. Was there drugs or alcohol? Lots of it.
Yeah.
Whoa. And they're mixing stuff too, do you know?
From what I hear.
Yeah, because I'm tasting several different things or several different types of drugs at the same time. Like, I don't feel like this is suicide. I feel like we're playing with fire or playing Russian roulette is where I'm getting. So if he was doing that, he was like, there's just no awareness of what he's doing. So if it was Russian roulette or something like that, he's taking accountability. Is there some question whether he pulled the trigger?
It wasn't a gun. It was. That I'm allowed
Go
to
ahead.
say. It was a motorcycle accident.
But he shouldn't have been driving then, or been on the motorcycle, or.
He shouldn't have been going as fast.
He couldn't. Okay. And I don't feel like he's taking precautions. Oh, this is around a curve too. Okay, because I feel like I can't see around, and it flips. Does it go down an embankment or into a wall? Because I keep seeing it like.
A car didn't yield to him coming on, and he hit the car.
Okay, because I feel like I hit the, it's just like boom. And again, I feel like, what the heck? And it's this feeling when someone is young that life is okay. You're not. It's like the skier. I'm invincible. I can do all these things too. Did they try to keep him alive at the scene?
They attempted CPR, but he had
too many like internal bleeding and all that. Because I feel like he wanted his organs to be used or something, like he would have wanted that, but I feel like there's nothing to help him with.
Yeah.
He says your daughter did the right thing. She just doesn't feel like it was enough. So did she try to prevent him from going, or was there something that she tried to stop him?
She was begging him to come see her, and that's where he was going.
Okay. He said, I still could have made the right decision. So for her, I'm sure she's carrying that weight on her heart. Mm-hmm. Let her know he's okay. The first thing I get is he wants to haunt her. And is there a darker kitty that's passed?
My kitty just passed.
Okay, he's got the kitty with him, and that helps validate what he's saying to you, okay?
Okay.
And tell your daughter what's the 24?
She was 24 when he passed.
Okay, again, that's for your validation for him. And that he's telling her that she needs to find love again.
She's trying.
Yeah, but just give it time. Any questions? No, okay. You did great.
Thank you.
You guys want to give her a hand? Too many young people who would like to ask a question. We got someone here in the very back. I don't know if Cindy, you're going to get it. Whew. She's got a sparkly one.
I just wanted to know, hi.
Hi, sweetie.
How are you?
Good. She's a former student from years past. She even performed here when I did an event.
Sure.
Yeah.
I wanted to know about coming back. Do we, when we pass, have a say in it, and how fast do we come back to another life?
Let me think. No.
I don't know.
Yeah. So when this question is asked, I'll give a general response. First of all, I'm not going to know, because I don't think we're supposed to know all this information. As a matter of fact, the way my guides work with me is, if you're pregnant, I can't tell you the sex of your child. And my guide said it keeps me in line, that I don't know everything. And I think it's really true. You should be human, and we shouldn't know the answers for everything. I think there has to be an unknown to surrender and trust to our process here. However, if you haven't seen Defending Your Life, it was released in 1999 with Al Brooks and Meryl Streep. Please see it. It's sort of what I feel and believe about the afterlife. The Buddhists believe that you reincarnate in 44 days. I believe that 44 days is a metaphor, just like the Bible says the earth was created in a day. So time and space is very different. I think for most people, they don't want to jump back into this lifetime, and that's if you believe in reincarnation. With all the deaths we've had from the pandemic and other things that are going on in our world, I think there's a big exiting to sort of change the vibration of this planet for healing, because I think it really does need healing. And not that we need people to die to do that, we can do it differently, but I don't think anyone's ready to jump back on the saddle right now. I think it's going to take some time. It's been hard. It's been hard this last several years. So in my opinion, we don't come back quickly. We take a life review, and I truly believe that life on the other side, because we're all energy, it's not a time frame. We have nights and days and calendars and to-do lists and jobs to go and do. So it's very different over there than it is here. One more question? Either one, the one back there or one here? Again, yeah, we'll do both of them. Whoever here, the lady in the yellow? There? Hi.
I saw you the other day online, and you were saying something about a semicolon and what that has a meaning to you. How did you learn what these symbols mean to you?
Well, the
Is it just through
semicolon,
time?
Well, the symbols I've learned through time is one thing. The semicolon is actually something that's really used for suicide. So the semicolon is meant to say my life's not over yet. So the people that have mental illness and that are thinking about suicide, that's what they use as a memory in that. When I get symbols, it's just over time you learn. Did anyone here, you'll tell your age, take shorthand in school? That's how it feels, is I have a shorthand when it comes to things. And so I may see one thing, and then I can make a variety of words or experiences from that. And it's just over time. Like anytime in your own business, you have your own language in your business, and someone can say one thing and it means a lot, and the rest of us are like, I don't know what they're saying. So it's just over time. And a lot of times you're like, I've never seen that before, let me figure that out. And so with the person, you're hoping to get the information to figure out that symbol. And it can mean different things at different times too. And there's one more in the very back. Your first name? Someone's nice purse.
So I think you have helped solve crimes before, correct?
Yes, or helped.
How did you get involved with those, and how were you able to help?
Well, my family were murdering people, so I had to get involved to protect them. I think how it started, I know how it was. I had a client come, and her husband sat there like this, and I started doing the reading, and one of his clients that was murdered came through. And he's looking at me because I gave the name and talked about it, and he goes, how do you know that? And I said, what do you do? He goes, I'm a detective. So he started bringing cases to me, and that's when I really started. And there's an organization called Find Me that's run by retired detectives, and they bring on mediums. We're tested, and we work on those crime scenes too. We're not paid, it's all volunteer. But over time, you just build a language for that too. It's a very different reading because these are emotional. With working with detectives, it's data. And who here remembers the Hammer murder? Okay, it was like, how many years ago? 30 years ago? Well, they brought that case to me, and I didn't know anything about it. I wasn't from here. And I draw the floor plan of the house, where the crimes were, how many people were killed, and I drew the weapon, and I profiled the perpetrator. And I said, this is a serial killer. He did another crime over in this county to this person. Well, this is when they weren't sharing data. They wanted to keep their own information, and so they kept telling me no. Recently, and I know he's on trial right now in Nevada because he is told that he is a serial killer. And I told them where to find the DNA, and they found the DNA to start linking all those murders together. So it's a very different case. One more here. Great questions, you guys.
Can you ever prevent...
Do you want to stand up?
Sure. Can you ever prevent something from happening if you have a vision of something and it's pretty clear and you know the person and everything else? Can you ever do anything to prevent?
That's really not one of my abilities. So the question is do I be able to prevent anything? No. I can tell things are happening or I can feel things, but I can't actively get involved. Or I haven't been pulled or to know. And also you have to be careful if you go to the police and go, this is what's going to happen. And they go, yeah. Where were you that day? So there's a fine line, but there are people that can see that future. Nostradamus, I think he was one that, they did a lot of background on him. But that's not been I can feel that something might be happening, but I don't have any clarity about what will happen. And I'm really kind of glad. I wouldn't want to be that responsible person, like giving someone a call going, you can't take that flight. Now, there is some truth that I can help, though. You shouldn't be marrying that person. That might be it. And I've done that, too. I've done things I'm like, I know I shouldn't have done that. So we all have that intuition with this, too. Okay? There's someone coming through here. It's over here. Did someone lose a young male? 2 of you did. How old? Oh, same. I'm getting someone younger. 13, okay. Is it your child? No, it was my ex-husband. Okay, let me have her come over. Let's see if you can be the ninja. Be the ninja. Yep. Can you raise your hand? Take off your mask and give us your name. Whoa. He wasn't sick, was he?
No, he wasn't sick. My name's Susie.
Susie, thank you. What's the little boy's name?
Robert. There was two.
Two that died at the same time? Okay. Was there a falling or a...
It was a shooting.
A shooting,
They were
okay.
playing with a gun. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I want to make sure this is it.
Okay.
Were they inside?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they weren't supposed to be playing with a gun. This feels like a complete accident. Was it a brother and a friend? Or
Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like they're not related.
No, they weren't.
Did they hold it up to his head?
Yes.
Because I'm getting I'm playing, but I'm not. Okay.
The thought is that it wasn't, they were playing with guns and weren't sure it was loaded, but...
The one, though, that pulled the trigger feels like a difficult child to begin with. Like, this is a kid that I wouldn't want my kid to be playing with.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like whoever was watching them was not watching them.
They weren't there. Yeah, they were alone.
Because I feel like they shouldn't have been alone in this environment, and obviously things weren't locked up. Did someone get their hand slapped because the guns weren't locked up? Because I feel there's a lot of guns in this group.
I don't know. They went over after school, and the brother didn't know that, or he didn't tell his family that he was going over there, wasn't supposed to be there. And after his friend shot him, he then shot himself.
Okay, because I get a murder-suicide kind of thing, because I think he felt guilt. That's why I feel like he intentionally did it, but didn't feel like he wanted to, didn't know that's what he was going to do.
He called 911 first, and then after he shot.
And in their same room. I feel like this is a bedroom or a living room.
I don't know.
Okay. So they're okay.
Good.
Is your dad passed?
Yeah.
Okay, he just showed up. That's how he came. I need to get some water, so
Okay.
1 second. What's your dad's name? He's cracking me up.
His name's Steve.
Steve?
Yep.
Was he funny?
He was hilarious.
And
yeah.
he's just talking about...
This is my mom, his
Hi.
wife,
Oh,
too,
so you guys
Sandy.
married at the time?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to stand up with her too? Oh my God, Steve cracks me up. Did he like to be the life of the party?
Oh, yeah.
And he's the one that always wanted to get people together to have fun.
Always.
And was food important?
Pardon?
Was food important?
Oh, yeah.
Like, let's barbecue, let's have the beer, let's all get together.
Yeah.
Big. And life, he was full of life.
Very full.
And he was not the downer kind of guy. He's just always, but you worried about him. He says that you worried about him. Does that make sense?
A lot.
Like, you need to get to the doctor. You need to make some changes. And he says he wishes he would have listened to you because no, I'm fine, kind of a thing. And he's saying he's there, he's with a brother figure or brother-in-law. So do you have a brother that's passed? Or his
brother.
His brother is with him too. Why are they riding motorcycles?
Oh,
I just like we're having fun. We're living the life. I don't feel like... And did his brother die before him?
Yes.
Okay. And there are similar types of passings?
No.
Who had the same passing as your husband?
He passed of cancer.
Your husband passed of cancer?
Yeah, he had lung cancer.
Who had the heart attacks? I'm getting 1 heart attack, 2 heart attack. Like, did grandpa, dad? I'm going to leave it with you because I'm getting a similar, like we all should have been paying attention.
There's a lot of the men in his family, and his dad had passed in the past few years too. They're all big, unhealthy.
So they're big and healthy.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So that's the
Yeah.
food and eating
Yes,
is great.
yes,
Okay,
totally.
so you need to eat differently. Like there's no way he would have been vegan.
No way.
Like
no way. Yeah.
Don't even give me a
Yeah,
green
no
vegetable
way,
unless
no
there's
way.
cheese on
We had
it, kind of a
steak-
thing.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And I feel like he enjoyed drinking for fun, not a problem, but like to drink and have fun.
Borderline problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pushed it.
Well, I feel like he pushed it.
Yeah.
He says, "At least I didn't smoke," but I'm not sure about that.
No, he was a
Smoker, because I feel like he's trying to get away with stuff.
Yeah.
And he just didn't feel like going to the doctor was important. And did he have lower cancer?
He had lung cancer and bone cancer. The bone was in the hip first.
Hip
That's
first.
what we
Okay, because
found.
I'm getting like lower abdomen.
He also had a gastric bypass that went horribly wrong, and he had to get opened up and everything.
That didn't kill him, he says.
No, it didn't kill him.
But he says it should have.
Yes.
Did he almost go septic with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's just this ongoing thing about, he's going, see, I shouldn't have had the surgery.
That sounds right.
And he's telling me about a cartoon he liked to watch. Was it Simpsons or something like that?
Oh, he liked The Simpsons or The Muppets, both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This grown
he was
man.
a big kid. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just like fun.
Oh, actually, The Muppets, I bet. I mean, we sang Rainbow Connection at his funeral. We made everybody sing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like there was a lot of people that came to his service and told you things that he had done without telling you. Like he's the
Yeah.
guy that would give you the shirt off his back and not talk about it.
Right. Yeah.
And he says, I was sort of the keeper of secrets, meaning you could tell him something, but I'm not sure I would have trusted him completely with the secrets. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm like
100%.
going, I'm not going to tell anybody. Did you know what just happened?
Yeah. Or if he could make a joke about it at some other time.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm smelling car grease, which means that someone worked on cars or was good with him. But that was
he rebuilt cars.
Rebuilt cars.
Yeah, for fun.
And he said, but then he didn't want anyone to drive them.
Oh, funny. I didn't know that.
But would he not let them drive them?
He told us to drive it like we stole it.
Okay, I'll go there.
Yeah, always.
And what's the bracelet connection to him?
Oh, I have a bracelet that he was wearing when he passed.
He passed,
That's
okay.
on my lamp next to my bed.
And
yeah.
you guys were wondering if he heard you when he passed? Was he in hospice?
He was in the hospital. He was in the ICU. Yeah.
What's the thing about, is he hearing me?
I'm always wondering if he's hearing me, you know.
Not now. It feels like at
Okay.
this time of death.
Oh. Maybe my brother, because he was flying from Afghanistan to try and see him, and he was on like a layover and didn't make it, so he got to speak in the phone. He sang the
On the
Lord-
phone. Okay, so then Dad said, I did hear him. Let your brother know I did, or your son, I did hear him. And he's telling you that your son needs to pay attention to his health?
His son and I are kind of, we're going through something right now.
Okay, so it might be that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like,
Yeah.
you know, there's stuff that's going on. He's telling you that you are the key to his heart. And he says that you put up with a lot. That he's just telling you thank you. And he also said that, did you not want to date him in the beginning? Or was there some stuff like, I'm not sure this guy's the right one?
Yeah, there was for a short time.
Because he says he had to talk you into it.
He was married at the time.
Yeah, well, that's a little difficult. Yeah. I wasn't going to go.
Separated.
I wasn't going to go there.
Separated.
Yeah. That's okay. He just said he wanted to have a fun life.
Yes.
Yes, he wanted to have a fun life. So this is not
We
your
had a
daughter.
great-
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yes.
Who looks up all the time talking to him?
Probably both of us.
Yeah.
Like I'm like,
I
what you
talk
doing,
to him
Rob?
all the time.
Yeah. Okay. So just to validate that, and you're sleeping on the other side of the bed now, or did you change your bed?
I am sleeping on the other side of the bed now.
So he knows that. Isn't that cool?
Yes.
Okay. And he says, did he used to kick the covers off all the time?
Yeah.
And he says, now you got your own blankie.
Yes.
Anything you want to ask him?
I want to ask him. My mom. Oh, I'm so sorry. My mom recently.
Don't touch this.
Yes, right. I had her heart broken for the first time. I mean, relationship after him, and I just want to get his perspective on that.
He says he's the mold that can't be broken. Like there's no one as good as him.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
But he wants you to find happiness. He says that person didn't show their true colors when you met them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like you trusted this person, but it feels like deep down you're curious for, like you had some questions about it.
Just not till recently.
No, you had some questions, or someone did, because I'm getting like,
I did,
okay.
for sure. Yeah, there were. Yeah, I
Because
did
I'm like,
along the way. and
something
it was-
seems too good, or something seems, yeah, those signs. And so we just let those go. Just be patient.
One more question.
Okay.
I just want to know what he thinks of my guy.
My guy. I wish I could sing. My guy.
He's a relatively new one. He never got to meet him. You know, my dad.
Well, he
was my
meets
best
them,
friend.
but just not physically.
Sure. Okay.
Is he really tall?
He is really tall. He's 6'5".
Yeah, he
so-
goes like.
Yeah, I mean I'm 5'11", so.
But he goes, I could still beat him up.
That sounds right.
He says he likes the fact that he has a steady job.
Yeah.
and that he's good to you and treats you right. He says he needs to start opening up the car doors for you.
Oh, funny. Sounds like my dad.
Okay. Yeah, so if he's really tall.
Yeah.
And is he really smart?
He's smart. I mean,
he feels awkward, like that smart, awkward guy.
Yeah, he's a little bit awkward. Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like John Lennon, you know, like
John
tall,
Lennon.
long
Okay.
hair, tall,
Yeah.
long hair, round glasses. Yeah.
So that's not bad, just so your dad does see it.
Great.
He goes, I see everything.
Funny.
Yeah, scary, right?
Yeah, totally.
No,
I
they don't
believe that.
see everything, you guys, just so you
Yeah.
know. No.
Thank
you guys. Give him a
Thanks.
hand. It's so much fun to be back on stage. I miss this. Getting tired of Zooms, right? Okay, let's see if I have one more. Just one more question, and then I have one more reading, because I can feel someone else here. Any more questions to ask? Right up here. Where do we have? Person sitting next to Lisa. Someone's husband's here. Do you have a husband that passed? Hi.
Guide. What did you mean by guide? My guide.
I don't remember.
When she asked you something about, stopping something, and my guide taught me how to.
Oh, okay, got it. Guides. So in my belief system, we all have that angel on your shoulder, or that spirit that thumps you on the head or says you need to go here, and you actually listen to it. That's what I'm talking about. So I believe that we have other energies that are there to support us. I don't believe it's our loved ones. A lot of people think it's our loved ones. There's loved ones I would never want advice from, right? They need to be more evolved and higher vibration, but they're not here to control or tell us what to do. They're just here to kind of go, are you paying attention? Are you listening? You ever get that really odd gut feeling and think, I need to listen to this? That's the feeling. Sometimes it's more subtle, and sometimes it's more, in your face. It's over here. Did someone lose a husband? Make sure, not over here. All of you guys? Was it sister wives? No, just kidding. Just kidding. Who had the cancer? Both of them had cancer. Yeah, it's sister wives. Who had cancer twice? Or cancer and then something else that took them? Okay, can you stand up? Are you guys connected? No, you two are not connected, right? What's your first name? Use the mic.
Karen.
Karen? What's your husband's name?
Bill.
He was not a good patient, he said.
No,
Are you
he
related?
wasn't.
Okay. I feel like, leave me alone, don't take care of me.
Yes.
And he says, you kept trying to make everything smell really good in the house.
We did.
And he says, did you cut his toenails and do his feet?
No, I didn't, but the caregiver did.
Because I feel like he hadn't had that kind of attention in a long time. Was this a woman?
Yes.
He's cracking up about having a woman take care of his feet.
I don't blame him.
But it's almost like a joke. But did Bill have a little bit of a sense of humor, but pretty direct?
Yeah, he had a very good sense of humor.
Because I feel like I've got a woman, not my feet. And the other time, it's like he's very direct. And I'm seeing the newspaper, which means to me he'd like to know what's going on in the world, or he would like to be educated.
Absolutely.
Okay. And he's also saying, did you have to make some tough decisions before he passed?
Yes.
He says, you did the right thing. Don't worry about regrets. I'm seeing something in the throat, so this could have been him not being able to eat, or something not be able to be speaking with this too.
Right.
And he says, thank you for giving me the drink or the food before he got too sick. So did he like whiskey or?
No, it was ginger ale, and he kept calling it his Wyoming. I have no.
Okay, because I keep getting this drink. He's also said that he's using the word sweet service. So I'm assuming it might have been intimate.
No.
Was this a big service?
I'm sorry.
How many people were at his service?
It was pretty big. I think it was bigger than he would have thought.
Would he have joked about how many people showed up? Okay, I'll go there because I keep getting, well, it could have been intimate, but yeah, you invited everybody.
Everybody just showed up.
Showed up, okay.
And we did it at Facebook Live too.
You did what?
Facebook Live.
Okay. Did he not believe in this? No. Because he's saying it's a bunch of hogwash. And
I asked him to please pinch my behind once he's up there because I wanted him to know that I know
you were right.
It's real.
Yeah, it's right. So, oh God, this is why the pinching you on the tush is sort of his feeling about the girl on his feet, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Does he have a sister there with him?
Yes.
So sisters with him, both his parents?
Yes.
And who was there also a child that passed? Like, did he have a sibling, or you have a sibling that was young that passed?
Uncle Bill? Uncle Bill wasn't, okay.
I'm getting like young.
Young.
Who's doing the DNA? Who's doing ancestry? So he's bringing in ancestors that maybe when you go back, you found out that someone died like at 5, and it may have been from a plague or something to that degree.
Okay, I had a great, no, let's see, it would have been my uncle and my aunt. They were twins, and they died at 5.
5, okay. So they're coming through as well, especially if you're doing your genealogy. They're coming through there as well. Bill's going, we're all here. And feeling like the party is there. I feel like, he wanted to celebrate. And he says he will be waiting for you, but there's no rush. What's wrong with your foot, your left foot, your left toe?
How did he know that?
What's with the left toe?
It just started hurting, and I'm kind of limping a little bit.
Okay, that lets you know that he sees what's happening. He says, I'm trying to pinch your tush, but you need to bend over. Okay? He's, what do you want to ask him? I feel like he really wanted a longer life with you.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Yeah, he wanted a longer life.
Why did he not tell me sooner that he was so sick?
Because he didn't
and
want
why
to
did he wait so long to get help?
Okay, so, and I love men and women both. Men have a tendency not to want to go to the doctor.
Amen.
Men should go to the doctor for their loved ones, not for them.
That's what I told him.
So it's kind of in their DNA. I'm fine. But I also feel like he didn't trust doctors either. The first thing he's saying is they're all quacks.
That was him.
All his clients were doctors.
What did he do?
He was an insurance broker. He sold them their malpractice insurance.
Well, that tells you right there. Yeah. Yeah. He knew the goods. Like, hey.
Oh,
yeah.
Not you.
Yeah, not good. He says that you guys had some great times. Did you meet when you were really young?
Yes, we did. We met.
But then you didn't get married till later.
Exactly.
Okay, so I feel like you knew each other. It wasn't time, but later came back. Were you married in between?
Yes.
And he said you were waiting for the good one.
And I got him.
Yeah. Yeah. He's here with you. Obviously, you just need to bend over more. And you got him there.
I will.
And watch that toe. And are you his daughter?
Yes.
What are you celebrating?
Celebrating right
What's
now.
coming up? Are you pregnant?
Oh gosh, no. No, I mean, I think just finishing your soul connection.
Oh yeah, you're in my class.
Yeah.
That's right.
I usually don't look nice. I usually have no makeup and hair in a bun.
I know what it's celebrating. We'll talk to you later about that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds
I didn't
good.
recognize you guys.
Nope,
I don't
not
recognize all of you with mask on. Yeah. So give her a hand. Sorry about Bill. Yeah. Okay. Guys are great. Did you enjoy that? How do the virgins feel? Better? Yeah? Okay. I guess this is my time to exit, but I will be back in 10 minutes for the VIPs. You've got a whole staff here, and thanks to all of you, including the recording individuals and everybody else and the church for having us here. Please be safe, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Okay, thank you.
Hi again. I hope you enjoyed this special presentation and the special event with Deb Sheppard tonight, Messages from Beyond. Okay, so I think you all got goosebumps watching this. I know I did. But before we go away completely, Deb wants to do some more. So she's going to do a special reading later on here, but I'm going to bring in a couple of the folks who had the opportunity to get a reading and get their feelings after the fact. But before we do that, I just want to send a shout out to some of our sponsors for the evening. The Chelsea Hutchison Foundation, thank you so much for sponsoring the evening. They served those affected by epilepsy by raising awareness about the condition called SUDEP, which is sudden unexpected death in epilepsy. Thank you also to Piney Creek Integrative Veterinary Clinic. They've been helping our beloved pets since 1986. Then Tibet Imports, let's thank them too. Thank you for being here. Owner Sarita is a talented Vedic astrologer and has filled up her 6th Avenue store with all kinds of wonderful treasures. You should go check that out. I also want to send a thank you to Shelley Shipley from Nurturing Our Spirit. She's a spiritual coach and can help you remove the obstacles in your life. I have a couple more here I got to read. Tender Loving Charades is also a sponsor. They're a global diamond jewelry broker. They specialize in quality diamonds, gemstones, and engagement rings at a fraction of the jewelry store prices. Trellis Wine Bar, newly opened in Park Hill in Denver, is great people, great wine, and great snacks. Go check that one out. And we have a few personal sponsors that were part of tonight's event. Carrie and Howard Muskowitz, in memory of their beloved son, Michael. Also, Dawn Nakamura Kessler, in memory of Randy Kessler, and Ty Suze, in loving support of Deb Sheppard. So thank you very much, all of our great sponsors, for being a part of the event tonight. Now remember, we're going to do more with Deb in just a few minutes, but I want to bring in some of our wonderful people who had the opportunity to get a reading from Deb tonight. Okay, so we learned about your dad. who had passed on. And we had kind of an interesting story about the family pets and et cetera. So we also learned that Dad was kind of a complicated fellow. How do you feel about what you learned tonight?
I feel good because he was a complicated fellow. He was very mean to my mom at times and abusive. And they both were severe alcoholics. So watching their dynamic kind of shaped a very weird experience for me as an adult. I look back and think, I don't want that. So it's good to hear that he's sorry. And then when my mom died, he continued with his drinking and antics. And I had to leave the home and live with a brother and then my uncle who came through because he wasn't stable. And I actually had to give him an ultimatum that I wouldn't see him anymore if he didn't stop drinking. And he ended up dying 6 months later.
Oh my. Well, I know that Deb, when she feels these things, she actually uses all of her senses to feel what the person who has passed has experienced. So she did feel the addiction. She did feel the alcohol. She did sense all of those things. So do you feel you were validated in your concerns? Also, tell me a little bit about you. I understand you're a nurse. Do you feel that even though this may have been difficult, did it shape some of your decisions as you...
I actually am a teacher as well, and I teach 12th grade students to be CNAs. And so I do a lot about alcoholism and drug addictions, and I hope that I make a difference and try to encourage them not to go down that line for experiment or anything else. I'm also tell them I'm always open that if they need to call somebody, don't ever get in a car, because that was what my mom did. And that's how she passed. She got smashed by her own vehicle. So totally, it has shaped me. So
that's wonderful. My daughter's also just a nurse. She just graduated nursing school. So I understand what it means to have someone in your life who reaches out and does that caring. And I apologize, and I am so sorry for your loss, but I am so glad you got that affirming message and that you're doing a very good thing.
Only thing is, I wish I would have asked.
Oh, you had a question.
I did ask.
Well, let's put it out there into the universe. Let's hope that we get that answer.
Just that if I did the right thing for my uncle, I was his power of attorney, and I had to make the decisions for him when he passed, and I just hope I made the right ones. So,
I'm not a psychic. I'm not a medium. But what I can say is, I'm sure you did. Just from what I know from meeting you in this moment, I feel like you've done everything right that you possibly could have. She's a nurse, after all. She takes care of people. Right. Thank you so much for coming, and all blessings to you.
Thank you, and thanks to Deb. She's
Thank
amazing.
You. Yes, she is amazing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to bring in Whitney now. Thank you so much. Whitney, we spoke to Whitney earlier. Actually, this is really kismet, because we spoke before. We didn't want to feed the psychic and give her too much information, but we did get some great feedback.
Really
yeah, we got some stuff now. Again, my sympathies for your loss of your son.
Thank you.
But I do believe that you received some very positive messages.
I did, and everything resonated with me except for the kite part.
Yeah, we gotta figure the kite thing out.
I don't know what that is, but we'll look into it. So.
Well, I do know this. She received symbols. And that communication, because from the other side, I have a couple of fun facts about Deb. The afterlife, the other side, is at a higher vibration than it is on Earth. So sometimes communicating with the spirit is like talking underwater. Yeah. There's the veil in between.
Right.
And she's going to get a symbol or something that may not make a whole lot of sense right away, but if you think about it and ruminate on it, it might come clear. So I'm hoping that that's the case regarding kites. It might be something that...
Hawks in the sky. I do see a lot of hawks. I don't know. We'll see.
Your son was pretty artistic, she said.
He was, yeah. I mean, he was, and he was very creative and saw the world differently than most people. So it was like a visit with him. It felt really good.
Well, I'm so glad you got that sense of reassurance and that he came through and gave you a good message. You're a good mom.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Whitney. We're learning so much tonight. Thanks, Whitney, about what Deb Sheppard can do. I do have one other person I was supposed to be talking to, but I don't see them here just yet. So what we're going to do is hit a couple of messages, and we'll get some more Deb Sheppard in just a few moments.
Well, this is a good crowd. Thank you guys. Thanks for doing VIP and staying, and see some extra people here. So does anyone have any questions, or we started? And we're doing microphones too. Yeah, wait down here. Miss Carrie.
It's Susie again.
Yeah, thanks.
I was just wondering, because I've seen you about 4 times now, and every time that brother has come through, the 13-year-old, and it's always the first one, and I never even met him, but I felt pretty connected to him in my life, and I was just curious if that happens frequently, where like the same person, it creates like a stronger bond there, and they keep coming through, or if you get repeat visitors, that kind of thing.
Well, I think it's because his case is unusual, and thanks for the question. So a lot of people who have lost grandparents or things like that, so what makes it unique, like for you guys, it was, who was it that had the guinea pigs or whatever? It's something unique that pulls me in that direction. So for the 13-year-old with that situation, it's unusual. And so it's going to help me get to you faster. And that's how they just do it. And especially younger boys or males that are in a certain age, they have a lot more energy, so they come through better. So the other day I did a Facebook Live, and the woman wanted to talk to her daughter or her husband, and the daughter came through very talkative. And I said, "Did your husband, was he pretty quiet?" She goes, "Yep, he never said a word." And that's exactly what was happening. He was coming through just, watching. And so if this is a large crowd, it's going to be hard for me to find him or have him come through and give me some information. So it'll work like that sometimes. And he's just probably letting people know he's still okay. Okay? Another question? Yes, this gentleman here. We have one more over there.
Is this typical that there's one husband in the crowd other than
There's two more.
No, other than the people that you brought with you?
Yeah, 95% of my clientele are women. And I always tell single men that they should come to these things because there's a lot of single women available. But yeah, it's harder to get men to attend. And I think it's just the type of work that I do seems a little bit out there. But I always say it's just entertainment. The worst case it's entertainment. But yeah, so bring more men. Okay? And then this lady over here. I love your shawl. And your first name, and you stand for us?
Valerie.
Valerie, okay.
You had mentioned doing readings virtually during the pandemic. Was that difficult to do, or how does that work differently than being with people in person?
It's all the same.
Is it?
I do clients. I have clients all over the world, and so there's no difference. It's just energy. So being in person is just what I think it helps for. If you're a skeptic or you're not sure, you don't want to go down that path, or you want to try out a medium, these are good ways to put your toe in the water and just try to have the experience. I enjoy it because I like to make it fun, and I think different people's energy kind of involves the session, but it doesn't make a difference on Zoom. I did radio for 18 years, doesn't make a difference. So when I first started doing Facebook, Dana talked me into it, and I thought, okay, I can't do it because she has the phone and she gives me the name and who they want to talk to. I'm not getting any information. So the first couple times I had a shot of vodka. I'm like, okay, I can do this. And the worst case, it doesn't turn out. You just can't do it. But I can do it, and I was surprised. So you just have to trust, and that's the hard part. Okay, one more question. I feel someone, yeah, over here. Can you stand up for us? Thank you.
It's
Betsy. Like being at Catholic Church, right, Neil?
Yeah, I'm Betsy, and my granddaughter is quite an empath.
Okay.
And I'm concerned with her going back to school. She's always had ability, and when she goes down the hallway at school, she picks up on everybody's energy. She does not know how to shut it off. I've tried to help teach her, and then being out of school last year, her concern is now she's going back to high school, and she's afraid she's going to get all of that again. It wears her out. It sucks the life out of her. And she also picks friends that are very needy because of it.
Yeah, we attract the projects. So, the projects, because when you're an empath, you feel their pain and you want to help rescue them. Having a session would be probably helpful. The other part of it, too, is would she ever consider a smaller school?
She likes where she's going, and she's getting a lot of invitations to colleges, and I've tried to encourage her to keep her group of friends in a small area and to shut out and kind of bubble herself when she's walking down the hall.
So I don't teach the protection thing.
Okay.
And the reason why is that your intention that you're sending to the universe is I'm not safe. So you're going to attract things that's not going to make you feel safe.
Okay.
I would encourage her to do something like kickboxing, martial arts, swimming, anything that's an active sport. Are you familiar with the term chakras?
Okay, I haven't done anything with her with chakras, but she is going to do ROTC this year.
Do what? Rock climbing?
ROTC, ROTC, like very physical, active, like paramilitary, like, you know.
So what helps them, and afterwards we can talk too, but when you're in your root, when you're in the ground and you're standing in your force, you don't need protection. So she's letting it in, not feeling, when you put it out there, like, I don't feel safe. Well, that's fear.
That might be helpful for us.
So instead just saying, it doesn't bother me, and I have had to learn to shut it down. So it's just mentally saying, I'm not in people's energies. Okay. But she's also in high school, and as an empath, I was teased for being sensitive as a kid. Now I get paid for being sensitive.
Yeah.
It's the opposite. But, when you're teased as a kid, it's just really hard. But now I understand it. And it's just learning that that's not my world. So she'll be fine. What's her first name?
Leah.
She's also very creative.
Yes.
Yeah, the more that she can do that's in the root chakra and really being in her power is going to help her.
Okay.
And just say have her intention, I'm not taking their stuff on.
Okay.
So there's other techniques too that are really simple. I teach KISS, keep it simple, sweetie. We don't like to make it too hard.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something she needs.
Okay.
For sure.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Is your dad passed? His. Both of your dads are passed? Who had the cough? Who had trouble breathing? People do at the end, but was there any issue regarding the esophagus? Was he a smoker? No, no. Is there an esophagus? Did I say that correctly? What did he pass from? It feels like it's over here. Just your brother-in-law? I'll go there. Can you take your mask off and stand up?
Yeah, my brother-in-law passed at 42 of lung cancer. Never smoked, never worked around smoke.
But had this. Is this your brother? No.
My sister's.
Your sister's husband.
Yeah, and he had it.
And he's saying to me that doctors couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, they didn't. Well, he didn't know. He found out about it when he was in stage 4.
Okay, because I just kind of get that we don't, like I had a cough a while back and we couldn't figure it out, and it ended up being that I wasn't sleeping at night. So I feel like for him, they just couldn't catch it.
Yeah,
or
he
he
coughed
didn't.
for months.
Yeah.
And before.
And who had the brain tumor or Alzheimer, dementia?
My mother was starting, but not really that bad.
Is this around you? With dementia?
Brain tumor.
Brain tumor. So he's coming through too.
Really?
They act like you can stand up. Well, you came. And your first name?
Rhonda.
Okay. So he had the brain tumor as well?
Yeah.
Was it the kind, what did your grandma have? Was that what it was?
I'm not sure.
Because I feel like there's no cure. It's like
There
the one
wasn't
that
any
John
cure.
Glenn had. Or not John Glenn, who's the,
Yeah.
John
no.
McCain. The one John McCain had. So he's relating that to me too. And he says that he didn't have enough notice for his brain tumor either. Like it wasn't a very long episode. Who fell off the boat or who jumped ship? And it could be a metaphor.
Our son.
Your son? Why did he come? What's your son's name?
Daniel.
Daniel. So Daniel's the reason you guys were here?
Yes.
Was he a person that cared about other people?
Super.
Because I feel like
Super thoughtful kid.
because he's like, I have these other people with me before him. He even come through in the beginning, and maybe he knew. And he says,
He didn't even want to. Rhonda said he doesn't even feel comfortable with taking the spotlight from other people.
yeah, that's how it feels. Is like I want these other people, but I'm going to show. I'm here. I'm okay, Mom and Dad. I'm okay. Did he fall off or jump? Jumped off. And did he like hit something? Because
Pavement.
you don't know for sure.
Well, he hit the pavement.
Hit the pavement.
Went off a
Okay, because I thought it was water.
No.
And he thought he was. I don't feel like he's trying to do something bad. I feel like he's just trying to be a kid.
No, he just couldn't go on anymore. He was a perfectionist, and he
Is this suicide?
Yes.
Okay, hold on, because that's not what I'm seeing. Had he told somebody before this happened that something wasn't right? Had he had a conversation with somebody that didn't go well?
He had talked to me extensively about changing careers, and he was getting ready.
I know who you guys are.
Yeah, we've had a private session.
Okay, now he's coming through. Okay, now he jumped off a building.
Yes.
That's right. Okay. And you still have a lot of questions for him.
We still have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
We'll never.
And
get
then he
over
had a
the
friend die
questions.
after him. Yeah, he said someone died after he died.
Oh, yes.
So he's there with the other
One
friend.
his workers died of an unexpected heart attack shortly
Okay,
thereafter.
so he's there.
Within a month.
He's just really proud of you that you keep showing up.
Yeah, he wouldn't expect me to.
Yeah, to be there. And he says you figured out the baseball field.
I did.
Okay.
You remembered that. Yeah, we
Yep.
did figure
Okay.
out the baseball
Well, thank
field.
you, and I'm glad you're here, but I'm so sorry for your son. No wonder he didn't come through earlier, because we've had a session before.
Just so you know, the reason I asked you about the premonitions is a long time ago, I had one that was so distinct about this gal I dated, her grandmother dying, and that they changed the medication the day she died. She died 7 days later, and 30 days later, they found out the doctor changed the medication and it killed her. So that's why I asked you.
Yeah, I think we do have premonitions. 100%. I think people go, I have this premonition. I'm not one of them that has that ability, but there are people out there that do. I think we all are wired a little bit differently. Yeah, thank you. So let me see what else to do. Is there a sister or sister-in-law? Friend? Cousin? Oh, this is with you guys. Yep. Can't say no. Sister, cousin, friend. And this is right here. Yeah, female. Unexpected. Go back to high school, college, work. Don't kink the hose. Where's the connection to Montana or east of here? I know Montana's north, but where's the east connection? You have family? Did you guys live there? Okay. What's the connection to a young female dying? Who's Chris, Kathy, the C or K name? What are your guys' names? I'm Shannon. Let's see. I'll move on, but there's someone here with you. This feels like a tragic passing. Either impact to the head or something kind of an impact to their body. Have you ever had a female die? At your age. It could have been 30 years ago. This is in education because I'm seeing a folder I used to have in high school. Yeah. Okay, I'll let it go, but there is there a, you're Tom? Is there a, I know you're John, but is there a John or a Jack living or past? She said, no, I know no Jacks, no Johns. Okay, I'm going to move on, but there is a female with you. She feels like there's a tragic passing with her. I feel like it was newsworthy, so someone knew about it. And it feels like maybe a smaller town, or is there a train connection? Was there a train situation in where you lived in Montana? Okay, I'll leave it with you, but this is a person here. She's got blondish hair. She feels pretty young. She's not backing off. There's not a Chris or a Kathy or a Karen in your family? Okay. Did she ever have any losses around her? All right. and someone drank, but they pretended like they only drank tea. Does it sound familiar?
No.
Does it sound familiar to anyone here, just in case? Okay. It's right here. It'll be interesting what you find out. Okay, I'll move on. I'm trying to get her out of my head. Back off. She's talking about math or being good at numbers. Does this fit for anyone? Nope. Nope, it's here. Or right in here. What was her name? Was there you can take your mask off and stand up for us?
But I don't know if it's her or not.
I know, but it helps because she's talking to me. I want to get her out of my head. I don't want to take her home with me.
Sorry.
No, it's one of these two.
That's why, I mean, if you're asking, but I know someone who I found out later in life that she passed away in a horrible car accident.
And where did she live?
I believe she was in the mountains in Leadville.
So she was still Colorado. What's the out-of-state connection?
That I don't know, so it may not be her.
I don't think it's with you, Chris. Because it feels here. Thank you, though. All right, we'll change this. What's her name? Oh, you're John. Okay.
Her name,
Oh, I got it right here, though. I thought it was you too.
her name was Liz.
Okay. And how did she die?
Brown Lake.
Did she hit her head or?
Did.
Okay, because I kept getting my head. Okay. Was she drinking, but she was not supposed to? So that's why I was seeing the tea.
Yep, she was.
Okay. And was it in the newspaper or newsworthy?
It was.
Okay, and that people, and what's the out-of-state connection? Do you know?
She, well, I lived in Illinois at the time, but it happened in Wisconsin.
Okay, out-of-state. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't, I go, it's right here, it's just right here. But you didn't date her.
Like each other, but
She's saying no.
no, we didn't date. But I liked her.
Okay, yeah, because she was cute.
Very cute.
Yeah, and she was long legs?
Yep.
Thank you. I knew it was here. I was like, God, come on. Thank you, John, for doing that. Thank you very much. Okay, give him a hand for getting it. Do I have more time? But nope. Okay. Well, thanks for participating. Anyway, next time hit John. Is there a Jack over here? Living or past? No, what's up with you? Jack, who's Jack? He's passed? Okay. Did he serve in the military? Stand up for me and give your...
He didn't want to serve in World War II, so he went AWOL. And my grandfather saved him and got him a less than honorable discharge.
Okay, so the military is that connection for him. But your dad didn't believe in the war. It wasn't like so much he was scared.
He didn't want to serve with Patton. He thought he was too mean. My dad was mean. He thought he was meaner than he was.
And he's also given me the sign of the cross. Was he Christian, or what's the connection to this? So was it, even though, like, for military, it's God, country, family, but I feel like he did that, but didn't do that.
He didn't do that.
Because it's like he said these things, but he didn't live by his words.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's like, do as I say, not as I do, kind of energy?
Oh, yeah, that was the words in our family.
Okay, and he says that Hugh had to keep quiet.
Children are to be seen and not
That's heard. And we know a lot of people heard that. So yes, he was saying seen but not heard. He says he's so glad that you found a voice now.
Oh, I don't know if he'd be happy that I have.
But he's like, you figured that out and got through that process. So he's actually saying that he's proud of you, because I don't think this is a man that would have been proud of you here. No. He would have said those things.
No, when I was growing up, if you got a B, it should have been an A. If it was an A, it should have been an A plus.
And I see the finger.
Yeah.
Like, you know better.
And the red face.
Okay.
And then getting in your face.
Did he drink heavily?
He was alcoholic from full-blown alcoholic at 15.
Because I feel like that affected a lot of the mental health and what he did to your family. So he's okay. He's proud of you. I know you probably feel him, but he just wanted to come in and kind of wrap up the show here. Okay? So thank you very much. Yeah. Thanks, guys. So I want to thank everyone for being the VIPs and coming, and all the support has been just really lovely. And I think the message always is I do this so you know that even though they're on the other side, they're always by your side, and they see what's happening. So thank you. Namaste. Yes.